Reignite your intuition to grow your intuitive self. This is episode number 38, where I talk with Stacey Huish. Stacey Huish has a beautiful project going on, and I'm super excited to support her, having her as an interview partner, and I am even more looking forward to welcome her back when the project is ready to be sent out. My name is Angela, and I'm your host of the show and a highly intuitive person by birth, who never lost her connection. I am the expert in supporting you, regaining your intuition and living a fulfilled and much easier life with it. Trusting fully your intuition takes time and is a very individual process. I share with you my knowledge and strategies I have developed to support yourself on a daily basis in any situation. And from time to time, other intuitives are coming as interview partners and support you as well. So by signing up to my freebie, you can support yourself to connect with your intuition. Go to angelahack.com, choose podcast in English, and there you'll find the link. Hello and welcome to my podcast. I am very honored today as I'm having a very special interview partner. It's Stacey, and she's living very, very far away from me. As everybody knows, I'm in Switzerland, and she is in beautiful Australia at home, and I feel blessed to have her in my show. And Stacey, may you please first of all introduce yourself to our listeners so they know who you are.
Hi, Angela, and thank you so much for having me here. Hi to all the listeners out there. My name is Stacey Huish, and I'm the founding director of 1000 Ripple Effects Project. And the project is about answering life's unanswered questions for those kids out there who have nobody. It's a book where we've asked 1,000 people to each write a story, and the book will be published either a little bit later this year or early next year sometime.
So how come that you have decided to create such a beautiful book? I mean, I love the idea. I'm just in love of that energy you give into this project, and that's one of the reasons why I love to support you here. So what's the reason that you made this decision to start that project?
Angela, the main reason is, where do I start with that? Many, many years ago, when I was about 5, I had a vision that I was going to be a mum to all the kids out there in the world. And I've fulfilled that vision quite some time. I've actually been a mum to over 30 children. I have never birthed any children. I don't do foster caring or orphans or anything like that. And these kids just naturally gravitate towards me and they find me. And I've just helped them with life questions and guidance and helping them to achieve things that they've actually wanted to achieve out there in life. And I looked at that and I thought to myself, if I have actually helped all of these kids, there's going to be millions of them out there who've got exactly the same question. Exactly the same. And I thought, well, what if we actually put a book together where we get like 1,000 stories in the book answering what advice do you give the 15 to 21-year-olds becoming an adult, and give that book away to them. And that's where it really came from, is because of the work that I've been doing to help so many of the other kids as well.
So actually your teachers kind of were the kids you had, like you said 30 kids. I mean, that's beautiful that you supported all of them. So they taught you a lot, maybe.
They have. Everybody's different. Everybody has different interests. And being a mum to over 30 kids, one of the things that I always encourage people to do is take an interest in what your child is interested in, right? Mm-hmm. And I have learned so much about life. I've learned so much about different things that they are doing just because I took an interest in what they are interested in. It's phenomenal, really, truly phenomenal. It's a blessing to have been gifted such knowledge and wisdom to help them as well.
I just love that. So you said you have 1,000 authors writing those stories, right?
Yes.
Is any of these kids one of the authors you're having? Any of those kids you were supporting and taking in? Is any of them a supporting author?
Some of them are. Some of them are in the book.
That's awesome. I love it. I love it. I just think, kids, in my opinion, are the best teachers you can ever have in life. So
everybody is. So.
Yeah. So you said 1,000 authors. From where are they? Where are they from? What country, or what is the place they are at? Where can we find them if we would look for them?
If you want to know who the authors are, you just need to go to my website and go to the authors section, because they're listed there with their photos and their bios and their website links and contacts and things. And the authors are actually coming from all different parts of the world. So I've got authors from Australia, New Zealand, the UK, USA, Canada, Pakistan, China, Japan, Nepal, India, Africa. Have I missed anything? Not sure. So there are people from everywhere, all over the world in this book.
I love it. I love it because I have the privilege that I was able to live in several countries, and all these different cultures are different ways to bring children up, and that they become adults. And I just love all that mixture. I can't wait till that book is out. I want to have it. I might not be between 15 and 21 anymore, but I definitely want to have that book. I think that's super cool.
Actually, I'm not the only one who said that. There's a number of people who said that they actually want a copy for themselves as well, even though that they're well past 21.
Yeah, I am. No, I really think that book, it sounds so interesting. And even, I'm not a mom, I don't have children, but I think it's even good if a youngster walks up to you and then you have a suggestion for them to read that book. But as far as I understood, you would like to give the copies to the young people between 15 and 21 for free. You'd like to offer them those copies.
Absolutely. The plan is that once we've got all these stories in the book and the story is ready, it's been edited and it's published and it's ready, then the plan is to actually give this book away to all the kids out there, 15 to 21-year-olds in every country. And the book will actually be translated into different languages for all of them, and it will be available as a hard copy book, but also as an audio book as well for any child out there who loves to listen to stories rather than read them. So, yeah.
I love it. I don't know what else to say. It's just, I love the idea. I was someone who had her nose in the books all the time when I was younger. And now I start to listen, as I don't have the time to read that much anymore. And I think you're just covering everything. Some young people still love to listen, to read, and others like to listen. I just think it's great. So, this project takes a lot of your energy and your time. Is that correct?
I'm very, very focused, yes. And there are many aspects to this project, and it does require my attention. But there is nothing in this world that I would rather be doing. This is all I want to be doing, is being there for these kids.
I just think that's so great, because what the listeners don't know, we had a pre-talk a few days ago to get to know each other, because I had the privilege to hear about your project as you contacted me, and the energy you have behind that, this huge, extremely positive energy behind the project that you're bringing in. I just love it. I mean, I would love everybody has something like that, that they love so much, and it's primarily not for you. It's to change something big in the world. And I think our young people, the teenagers, are so important. All the children, no matter what age, are important. And I just love it, and the energy behind that you're having. And I'm kind of fascinated about how clear you are in how you go that way. And I'm a bit curious if you might be able to tell my listeners how it came that you're so focused on one thing, that you're able to say, that's the thing I know my hard way is, and I go it. Is there any idea or trick you can tell them how to find it by themselves or how to do that too?
As I mentioned earlier, I was about 5 years old when I knew what my life purpose was to be a mum to all those kids out there in the world. And I was actually sitting cross-legged on my lounge room floor, and I was given the vision. And I knew, because the vision, I drew the vision on paper, and the vision had the world and schools and homes. And I was going to build safe homes and schools for these kids out there everywhere. And I've always known that this is what I was here to do. This was my purpose. This was it. I've just known from that very, very young age that, and I've just lived it every single day. I have lived this purpose and this vision. There's nothing else that I'm here to do.
Awesome. So since you're 5 years old, you've really followed what was your wish and what was the message you got. That's what your life's purpose.
Yes, absolutely, yes. And I settled on 15 to 21-year-olds because this is a very important, significant transition in their life. They've been a child and now they're becoming an adult. So they're no longer a boy, they're now becoming a man. And they're no longer a woman, they're becoming they're no longer a girl, they're becoming a woman. They're entering adulthood. And a lot of these kids are left on their own to just figure life out. And a lot of them, this is their rite of passage. And this is phenomenal, hugely phenomenal. And the advice that's been coming in from the authors so far is amazing advice. And a lot of it has brought me to tears. It has really moved me. And the stories are just incredible quality. And it's advice that is so useful and so needed out there in the world. These kids are going to be so blessed when they read these stories from these people.
I think it's so awesome because especially, I'm not yet that old, but when I see what has changed like in the last 30, 40 years, I think when I grew up, I had no mobile. And kids in these days get so many messages and so many informations from all over the world, every time, all the time. And then they're in this process of becoming an adult. I think it's phenomenal that you give them support in such a big way, because there might be one story they don't like, but I'm 100% sure there are loads of stories who are really supportive to them, to understand them. I think that's just, I love it. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm totally into that. I want to have it for the kids from my brother, for the kids from my friends. I'm already like, okay, how many books do I need to organize?
I've got to ask you, Angela, are you going to write a story and be a part of the book? Share your knowledge, your wisdom for these kids.
Wow, you do that live. You know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think I have to say yes. I think there's... Yeah. I will be honored to be part of that book. I totally will be honored. Thank you so much for asking. I'm totally into that. I love it. But now what's for me also very important is how can we support your project? What can the listeners do to support it if they are as happy about it as I am? What can they do to support you?
All right. The first thing is, if you're listening to this, we are looking for 297 people to fill the last spots in the book and come and be an author. Write a story. Share your knowledge and your wisdom. That is the first way. If you're not wanting to write a story, the best way you can support the project is to share some of the blogs, share some of the Facebook posts, share some of the authors' bios and things like that. Talk to your friends and family and say, hey guys, there's an amazing book project. Come and write your story. Be a part of it.
Okay, that sounds like a very good plan. And if you're not sure how to find Stacey, you find all the information below this podcast, and you get all the information to make sure that Stacey is getting supported by authors and any help she can find. And if you can't find the contact me and I will forward it to her for sure. Stacey, thank you so very much to be on this podcast. Thank you so very much to bring all your light to this world, and I'm just happy. Thank you so, so much.
Just before you go, I'll give them the website so they know where to go.
Yeah, please do so.
The website is www.1000rippleeffects.com. So that's www.1000rippleeffects.com.
Perfect. And if you haven't listened or haven't anything to write it down, it's below this podcast as well, the website where you find Stacey. Thank you so, so much for being part of that show. Thank you, Stacey.
Thanks, Angela, for having me here. And bye, listeners. Maybe I'll see you in the book.
Are you ready for reignition? Are you ready for Stacey's project? Yes? Then go to angelahack.com, choose podcast, and sign up for the freebie, while you also check out the links to Stacey's project. Thank you for listening to Reignite Your Intuition. If you like my podcast, please come back, or guess what? Just sign up for it and you'll get it every week. Tell friends and feel free to share with anybody, as it's something that is loved to be made. Have a beautiful day.